This is Plok. Plok's, well, he's a Plok. What is Plok? Well, Plok's an irresistible, irrepressible, unstoppable, not true, highly improbable, and downright dangerous bundle of pure energy, and he loves flags. And wouldn't you know it, someone has stolen all of his flags, and it's up to you to guide Plok on his journey to recover them. Oh, and Plok hates fleas. A lot. And after playing Plok for as long as I have, so do I. Plok is an action platformer published by Tradewest in 1993. You press the B button to jump, and the Y button will cause Plok to fling one of his available limbs at an enemy. If you fire or otherwise lose all 4 of your limbs, Plok's movement will change. He can no longer jump with the B button and bounces along instead of walking, which makes controlling Plok difficult. So, and I can't believe I'm saying this, it's a good idea to always keep at least one limb on you. Pressing the A button will cause Plok to perform a super somersault, which is a higher version of your jump, but you can't attack while somersaulting. Later in the game, you may notice this effect around Plok's head. I didn't know what this was at first. I thought Plok was dizzy for some reason, but it apparently allows you to release Buddy Hornets, which will home in and attack your enemies. Even later in the game, you'll gain access to the Lost Amulet, which you can use by pressing L and R rapidly. This turns Plok's super somersault into a saw blade attack, but I personally didn't find the Buddy Hornets or the Lost Amulet to be all that useful. Along your journey, you'll find some temporary power-ups which will aid Plok in his quest to retrieve his beloved flags. These giant diamonds will make Plok invincible for a short time, and these buzzsaw blades will turn Plok into a speeding buzzsaw to mow down his enemies. You may also encounter these gift boxes which, when collected, will transform Plok and give him new abilities like turning him into a boxer called Plocky who can throw boxing gloves, Vigilante Plok who has a powerful flamethrower, the blunderbuss wielding Squire Plok, and Rocket Plok who can fire missiles in multiple directions. There are also lots of collectible shells which kind of act as a guide through each stage and fill up this little Plok meter at the top of the screen. When it's full, it will grant you an extra life. You can earn ultra valuable Plok letters by completing a level from beginning to end without losing a life, and obtaining 4 of these will grant a continue, a Plok continue, and believe me, you'll need them. You'll travel from one flag to the next on an overworld screen with Plok narrating his journey along the way. Your goal at first is to make it to the end of each stage to collect your stolen flag, but later you'll have to hunt down and kill all of the fleas in the level to reveal your flag and then make it to the flagpole. These fleas are a pain to deal with since they take 3 hits to kill and become invincible for a while after taking damage. Some of the levels in Plok are time-consuming and massive, so it becomes a game of where the heck do I go to find the next flea to kill. I did not enjoy these flea levels, and I think Plok would have been a better game if they had simply removed the fleas from the game altogether, because not only are they annoying, but they just feel like padding. On the overworld screen, you'll notice characters like the Bobbins brothers or the Penkinos hanging out around one of the flagpoles. When you reach these areas, you'll have a boss fight, and I have to say, I really enjoyed the boss fights in Plok. They're fun, challenging, and unique. The graphics in Plok are nice looking, they're bright and colorful, which kind of belies the brutal nature of the game. I'll just come right out and say it. Plok is hard. It's also unforgiving since you have limited lives and limited continues. I had to play several of the levels multiple times just to learn the layout and to know when to avoid getting squished by a bunch of surprise logs falling from the sky. I frustratingly found myself restarting the game because I ran out of continues more than once. Before I get to my summary, I wanted to take a moment to appreciate some of the music in Plok. Sometimes the music was so good it actually caught me off guard, like the boss music, which really gets you hyped for the fight. There was also this song, which I first heard in the Creepy Forest stage, and it reminded me of Pink Floyd. When I first started playing Plok, I had an unfavorable opinion of it, but I can't really put my finger on why. Maybe it was the plot, like who cares about going around collecting some flags? I pushed past my initial impressions, and honestly, I'm glad I did, as the more I played, the more I appreciated Plok. Sure, the limited continues were a pain, and I'll admit that I had to put the controller down a few times when I was feeling particularly frustrated with restarting the whole game again. But if you're the kind of person who enjoys a stiff challenge, you'll probably enjoy Plok. If you're not into the whole restart the entire game, no passwords, tough luck kid, you're on your own, it's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose, that's not a weakness, that is life data thing, then you'll probably want to avoid this one. I give Plok a better than expected 3 out of 5. Sure, then so it becomes a game of where the heck do I go to find to kill the next whatever I'm trying to say right now, I have no idea.